if you are planning on walking the Camino de Santiago sometime in the summertime, and you're planning on going for a week to 2 weeks, here's what I would recommend taking. And I will show you, this is what I typically pack. And to begin with, the idea that you want to keep in mind is that there's two sides that you have to evaluate. One is the walking side and one is the destination side, which is wherever you're sleeping at night or arriving in Santiago. And whatever makes it easier getting rid of to hike, having a lighter pack, will have a tendency to take away what you really want to do at the destination. But if you pack for the destination, your hike is probably going to be miserable. So this is how I play that game between those two, and hopefully you can figure out something that would be of value to you as you are packing for the Camino de Santiago. So the first thing to keep in mind is that you are wearing one set of whatever you're going to be taking. So I take a shirt and I have shorts, and then often I either choose a hat that I'll take or sunglasses. So you can choose one of those, but those you don't actually have to pack because you'll be wearing them. Also, you just want a good pair of shoes. So especially if you're going in the summertime, you're more concerned about comfort than water repellent or big boots. Those aren't going to be helpful to you on the Camino de Santiago for the most part. Just stick with a good pair of hiking shoes, or I use my running shoes, which have always been the best for me. The pack that I just use this is a Dynafit pack, but you can use any pack. Just think though that whatever size pack you have, you'll end up filling it up. So choose one that's size appropriate. To begin with, you're gonna want some type of wind or rain shell. It's gonna be hot in the summer, but you're gonna have a chance of getting hit with rain, or you're gonna start leaving in the morning and you can be cold. So I take a thin windbreaker that packs down easy, and it's also water repellent. That's the most important idea. You might want to just use one of those cheap plastic shells you can toss over. I don't find them particularly enjoyable, but you can always take one of those. I also have sandals. I use very thin ones that are comfortable for me. The idea with sandals is that that's what you're going to be wearing once you get to your place. You're not going to be doing a ton of walking. You want your feet to be able to relax some. So choose some sandals that are small, that don't absorb water. So if you take showers and they get wet, they don't stink on your back. But they can be super cheap sandals as well. Then it's fairly simple. You're going to want to consider your electronics. So what I do is I take a wall charger. You can get very small ones. This one has 3 plugins, but just choose a small one that fits the Spanish plug, which looks like this, and you can buy at any store pretty much when you're in Spain. You choose your appropriate cables for phones or cameras, what you might be taking. I take an extra pair of headphones that actually plug in, because if you're in the albergue at night, you can't sleep because of snoring pilgrims next to you. These you won't lose. They might wrap around your head, but I just take an extra pair to be able to use to connect. You can use AirPods or something like that. I just don't have them, and I also don't want to lose them. That's what I take for electronics. Another thing for food, this will save you a ton of money because it'll allow you just to go to a grocery store and buy yogurt, soup, tuna, something else, and you have what you need to eat it there. You don't have to go into a restaurant every single time. So I pack this wherever I go, whenever I travel. Another idea is to take a buff. I always travel with one of these for a variety of reasons. One, if it's cold, it turns into a hat. If it's hot, I wrap it around my wrist and I soak it in water, and then I use it to cool off. If I'm at the albergue at night and it's really light, or people are choosing to destroy my sleep, I use it as an eye protection to keep out light, or over my ears, keep it in the earplugs, whatever that is. But a buff like that, super cheap, but it comes in handy so many times. I have a plastic bag with the important paper documents to keep them dry. You have your pilgrim credential, which you'll get when you're in Spain, and it's either free or a couple euros at the churches. That is what you will use to stamp in as you do your Camino. It's also what proves that you walk the Camino, so you can get to your Compostela in Santiago. You'll have some type of documentation, whether that's a passport, or if you're international, or if you're from Spain, or the EU, you can use your hard copy document, and then some extra toilet paper, because you just never know when you're walking the Camino. I carry things in a small bag for toiletries. You don't have to do something like this. You can use a plastic bag, whatever works best, but you have toothbrush and toothpaste. This is just an extra one I have. Small thing of toothpaste as you're going. You can use, I put body gel or something like that in here, so shower gel, so that you can just squirt that in your hand, clean off. It seems to work the best. You can also use it to wash your clothes. You can take a bar of soap in a little plastic baggie, but some way of keeping things clean and smelling nice. Because the idea is you want to pack less, wash more, so that you don't have to carry more. So some type of soap. You can also, I always take earplugs, because you will want these in albergues. I keep a small thing of medicine that might have allergy medicine, Benadryl, Tylenol, something like that, and just put it all into one, so that if I need something as I'm hiking, I have that already. You can always refill at a pharmacy, but if you have a couple, that will get you through. If you need some form of sunscreen, you can also pack that as well. And if you want hand sanitizer, if that's important to you, or just to wash your hands with soap and water. So that would all fit in just a simple bag that can dry out as you're hiking, or if you want a plastic bag so that nothing seeps into the other stuff, that's a good idea. I pack all of my extra clothes or fabric items that are dry in a plastic bag, and this functions for a couple things. Keeps water out if it gets stuck in a rainstorm for some reason, so I don't have to have an actual pack cover. 2, it also keeps things all together where I need them to be. And 3, it works great to infuriate other pilgrims if you pack it early in the morning and you make a lot of noise, letting them know that you're a better pilgrim because you get up earlier and you get hiking and you pack everything in a very noisy plastic bag. In that, I have a sleep sack. I carry this because you never know when the last time they washed the sheets are. So I have a thin silk one. You can buy thin linen ones, whatever that is. I just feel better putting this on top of the bed or crawling into it. That is something you can choose to go without. And then it's just an extra pair. I have an extra t-shirt. I found that the cheapest and best option are the 32 degrees that you can buy online or at Costco in the US. They are just light, they wash and dry very quickly. If you are concerned about body odor, you can use merino wool. Costs a ton more, but it's really nice. But these for the summer work well for me, and I just wash my shirt every night, put on my spare shirt. Same with shorts. These shorts are just typical like running shorts. They have a liner inside. You can do with or without a liner. And then I wear a pair of cargo shorts as well. Whatever I wear that day, I wash at night, let it dry overnight, and I put on my second pair. And if it's still not dry, I just walk with it on my, just pinned to or stuck into my backpack. Same with socks. You can use any type of sock that's comfortable. If you want really good socks, I go with Darn Tough because they are really good and you can always replace them if you get a hole in them. This is a different pair of running sock that I got that I've used, works great as well, Ascend. And then just an extra pair of underwear so that you have something fresh to change into and you can wash yours in the sink if you need it. That takes up what I pack. I have my extra sandals in here that I can also wear hiking if I want to. You're gonna want some type of water bottle, either carrying or not. I have a collapsible one. This one's from Camelback. You can buy, but really any water bottle. You buy a water at a store for 10 cents or 50 cents or $1. Just use that water bottle. Those are like indestructible, which is horrible for the environment, but it's great for when you're hiking because you can use it over and over again. I like a small one that I can fit in sinks to fill it up. If I'm stopping at a cafe or a restaurant, something that you can just fit in, because otherwise if you have one of those big ones, it doesn't fit anywhere. You gotta ask someone to specially fill it up for you. One other option that you can do that a lot of people do and find it helpful is to take some type of what we call fanny packs. I don't know what they're actually called. This is a running belt, and it has spots to fit like your phone or snacks, hydration mixes or something. But you can just buy like those fanny packs that fit your phone or a camera or your passport, whatever. People use those a lot, and it's a good idea. If you want to not have a huge weight on your shoulders, you can disperse that a little bit with something like this. I just have this because it's running, but if you want to use something because you have it or it's lightweight, use that. That fills it out. Everything else you can figure out. If you want to add an extra pair of clothes, you want to pack two, wear one, that's fine. If it's in Spain, July, August are normally burning hot, so pack for the heat. You're not going to need a lot of extra stuff to keep cold. If you go in April, May, there's more chance to get cold weather, so you want a longer layer on the bottom or on the top. You can toss in an extra shirt, a long sleeve shirt that would keep you comfortable. If there's no chance of rain, you could get rid of the wind jacket and just take an extra or a long sleeve shirt, maybe one of those really thin plastic slickers in case some rain comes up. But Galicia is known for raining when you're not expecting it, so that's where Santiago is. My philosophy is pack simply, think deeply. It's part of our Puntos de Luz slogan. So the Camino is about lowering what you carry and allowing you to think and consider your life more. And you have two balances. You either pack for the hike or you pack for the destination. And you've got to find some place in there that fits you. So do that. People might ask about trekking poles or other things. I haven't found them necessary unless I'm running the Camino, which I've done as well. And I'm trying to put in bigger days, like 50 kilometers a day. Those can be helpful. But just think, the more weight you carry on your back, the more need for trekking poles you'll have. So if you keep your weight down, the less need you might have. A lot of the Camino is fairly simple. There are some stretches that are tough, and so having trekking poles can really help, especially if your joints are sore going downhill. So that might be something to consider, but not essential. And I would also recommend, if you look at pilgrims and you watch videos or you look at pictures on the internet before you come, you look and see the people with the bigger packs have more knee braces, straps or whatever. People with smaller packs seem to be happier. So keep that in mind as you pack for the Camino de Santiago. I'll leave a list of things in the description below, and you can add in the comments section if you would add or subtract something as you go. This is what I pack, and I hope that was helpful.